Well, good morning, and welcome to the Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. I trust that you are well this glorious morning. Um, this, those of you who are watching the video, this is a picture I took um, from Riverfront Park. They call it something else now, but I still call it Riverfront Park. Looking into downtown Tampa one night. What a beautiful city! Look at that. What a beautiful city. Um, from the newly revamped Riverfront Park. In any case, it's a pleasure and honor to be here. Before we get started, it's funny. Last night I was getting ready to do some flight simming. I got home and my wife was already asleep, and I was like, well, I have a couple hours before I have to go to bed. So I thought I'd do an hour or so of flight simming and get sleepy. That relaxes me. And you guys remember I got a new computer for Father's Day with a 500 gig solid state hard drive, and 500 gigs. Now, my rambling, 500 gigs is all the space in the world, all the space. I have all the hard drive room. So I started doing these videos, and you guys know that I do, one of them a day, and because of the quality that they are, minus the glare on my glasses. I'm going to get some non-glare glasses next time, I promise. Each of these videos is about 2 gigs, 2.5 gigs. So I go to download the update for Microsoft Flight Sim, and it says that the update is 13 gigs, and I only have like 17 gigs of hard drive space available. Because at 500 gigs, I thought I had all the hard drive space, not just all that I needed. I mean, I thought I had it all. I had yours and yours and yours. I thought I had everybody's. I would never run out. And it's because I'm old. It's because that when I started doing this, I remember the first 1 gig hard drive that came into the store, the Radio Shack store I worked in. It was in a Packard Bell machine. And we were so excited, and we plugged it in, such geeks, plugged it in and tried to get it going. It was dead out of the box. Packard Bell. A lot of them were dead out of the box. And we thought then, who in the world would need more? It was 1,000 megabytes. Who would need 1,000, megabytes hard drive space? That's ridiculous. It was 1 gig, 1,000 meg, right? Who would need that? And now I have 500 gigs on the solid state, which doesn't even have a little wheel that spins. Thank goodness. Doesn't make any noise. It's this big. Well, let me see. Yeah, it's about this big. Right? Let me get in the picture about that. That big, about 2 inches long, about 1 inch thick. Fits right into the system board. And I almost filled it up in less than 4 months. So if you can help with some resources to get some additional hard drive space, really appreciate it. The Cash App is $fightbackmedia, $fightbackmedia. I'm going to buy some externals. This, I don't know if this will fit in there. It won't, it's too big. Some of these. And we can get these in 2 terabytes and 4 terabytes. I love to get the 4 terabytes. So if you feel like it's something that you want to do, thank you. All right, let's get to the stories. Joe Manchin. Dude, we warned you. Lay down with dogs, get up with fleas. Democrats are looking to go back, renege on the Manchin deal. We warned you. like I've been saying the past few days, we are seeing the end of what was purported to be the middle, because and I'm sure that Joe Manchin's a nice dude. I get that vibe. He's a nice dude, but he underestimated the wolves. He underestimated the wolves. You know who doesn't underestimate the wolves? Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is doing exactly what you do. He is winning hearts and he is winning minds all over the state. So we'll hear more about that. Your girl, Stacey Abrams, just threw up, just an alley-oop for the media to do a slam dunk fact check. They're not going to. And you are going to be super surprised. Or maybe you won't be. Maybe you won't be. About what Ms. Abrams has said that needs to be fact-checked. You can be super surprised. Again, maybe you won't. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back with more of the program right after these messages. Again, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. My name is Willie Lawson. This is the Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of FightBackMedia.com, 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 and FightBackMediaTV.com. Again, we appreciate you being here. Oh my! This actually, I guess it kind of surprised me, but it blew me away because there's something bad wrong. There's something bad wrong with this. There's something bad wrong. If there was ever a case for a slam dunk fact check piece, Stacey Abrams' abortion remarks would be it. This story is a beach ball lob. Can't miss it. No pushback will be the clearest example of liberal media bias, and we're just going to wait. This article written by our friend at Town Hall, Matt Vespa. I've been trying to get Matt Vespa to acknowledge us and maybe come on the program. I'm still trying. Abrams has been on the struggle bus for weeks. Even Georgia Democrats view her as the Typhoid Mary of Peach State politics. Democrat Senator Raphael Warnock eschews any campaign appearances with this woman. They don't. You would think that but they don't. They would. No. It's the seat of the irony that the woman who spent the past 4 years building a state-based political infrastructure to deliver Georgia for the Democrats while denying she lost the 2018 Georgia gubernatorial run will probably lose by a more significant margin come November. As we enter the most expensive and crucial weeks of this election cycle, Abrams, an abortion extremist, says that babies don't develop heartbeats at 6 weeks. I know you're looking around at each other like, what? It's a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of a woman's body. It's a manufactured sound that somehow, and it only as Glenn Beck could do. He said that apparently that machine they use, that ultrasound machine, the magic box, called it, it's funny, makes this noise that they manufactured to convince women that men should have control over their bodies. However, our friend Stephen Miller tweeted, John Hopkins medicine. Stacey Abrams is dangerously full of crap. You didn't say crap. Get to work, fact checkers. This is going to be interesting. We need to watch all of this. We need to watch the John Hopkins website. We need to watch all of these people and see how they react. They have a thing about birth on their website, and it says there the embryo looks like a tadpole. The neural tube, which becomes the brain and spinal cord, this is by the end of 4 weeks. The neural tube, which becomes the spinal and the brain and spinal cord, the digestive system, and the heart and circulatory system begin to form. The beginning of the eyes and ears are developing. Tiny limb buds appear, which will develop into arms and legs. The heart is beating. The heart is beating. So she is saying that there isn't any such thing, that sound you hear on the ultrasound is manufactured, designed to convince people that men have the right to take control over a woman's body. You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. But she is not. She is not. Now, what this does do is get her some attention. We already know that she's an abortion extremist, abortion on demand, whatever, whenever, however, as many times, and paid for by the state government. So given that liberals now refuse to define what a woman is to avoid offending the transgender community, this outlandish remark shouldn't really shock anybody. Scientific facts are now subject to revision to fit the quote, the woke narrative that men who have no uterus and don't carry eggs can get pregnant. Lord of mercy. Ms. Abrams' penchant for alienating voters or leaving them outright aghast isn't really new. The New York Times called her saying something that without a doubt made Democratic operatives cringe. She's not concerned about today's electorate, but the ones that could arise. So people are busting their humps trying to get her elected, and she's not concerned with the people who are voting now. I imagine an electorate that is possible, not the electorate that is if the election were held today. So she doesn't have any problem with alienating and doing her, being her, I guess. The mindset could explain the science fiction here. The woman cameo as president of United Earth for Star Trek. Perhaps she inhaled some space spores, which presents this utterly bizarre take on abortion and pregnancy. Yeah, who knows? I'm curious, as are you. Is anyone gonna call her out on this? Other than us, RNC Research, Stephen Miller, Guy Benson called her out from town hall. But is anybody going to call her on this? Anybody? My guess is no. My guess is no. But we're gonna look. We're gonna look and probably do a TikTok live later on today. It is 1:45 in the afternoon here on the 22nd of September. So we'll probably do a TikTok live later as we do some more research. Do a little bit more research and see if anybody has come out and say, I don't think so. We'll see. And if they don't, that won't be surprising because the media is it's in the tube for the left, period. The left can say the most outrageous things and the media will never, ever push back on them. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. We've been told for the past 2 years that we need to follow the science. Follow the science. Follow the science. DeSantis, Death Santis doesn't follow the science. He's Satan. That's what Charlie Crist called Ron DeSantis. This Satan, really. Won't follow the science. Speaking of Ron DeSantis, speaking of my boy Ron DeSantis, DeSantis is getting endorsed by some Democrats. And you're like, why is this happening? It's happening. I'll tell you what's happening. It's happening because the left doesn't trust Charlie Crist. Democrats, especially in Florida, do not trust Charlie Crist. They don't. And it's a lot more the devil you know than the devil you don't know. And how easily Charlie Crist can be influenced by polls, by position, by promises of future position. Might sell you out in a heartbeat. Might sell you out in a heartbeat. What they know is that Ron DeSantis will not sell them out. They know who he is. Ron DeSantis rose to fame by his strong stance against the Democratic Party, fighting back as they tried to lock Americans down and drive the country into the ground. Most Democrats despise him, given the fact that a lot of Americans have fled their blue-led states for a freer life here in the state of Florida. Look at that behind you, it's beautiful. However, one member of the left has finally stopped drinking the Kool-Aid and understands why DeSantis makes for a great leader. Democrat Palm Beach County, bright blue area in Florida, by the way. County Commissioner Kevin Kerner endorsed the Florida governor for re-election while at an event at the Police Benevolent Association. Endorsing Governor DeSantis was an obvious choice, Kerner said in a statement, adding, job number one of the governor is to keep our residents safe. No one does that better than Governor DeSantis. Kerner said that when it comes to supporting DeSantis or his Democrat opponent, Charlie Crist, he has to choose the lesser of two evils, adding that the results of the DeSantis leadership decision shows Kerner has already seen Charlie Crist in action. And that's the thing that's interesting about this. It isn't like, well, give him a chance. He's had a chance. He's had a chance as a Republican. He's had a chance. People have seen him already. He's a known quantity. And he doesn't measure up. He doesn't measure up. He says, this was not the proverbial lesser of two evils. Governor DeSantis has demonstrated himself beyond worthy of the humble duties of his office. He has done so with a level of dignity, purpose, and respect that is lost in the public sphere today, Kerner said. His comments come after DeSantis praised Kerner for his role in keeping the state safe. We are focused on protecting victims and not coddling criminals. And no one knows that better than Dave, who serves Florida's communities. Commissioner Kerner knows firsthand the threat of the defund the police movement and understands the important role that our local law enforcement officials play in keeping Florida safe, DeSantis said. Majority polls show that DeSantis is ahead in the polls against Crist, even in heavily Democrat counties such as Palm Beach. Palm Beach is bright blue. Bright blue. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Now, I know a lot of people got crazy when the president said that, and they was like, what's he talking about? That's actually what the quote is. He was right. He was right. It's actually what the quote is. Well, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. We've seen DeSantis, and Floridians have seen Charlie Crist already. So it isn't like you're comparing apples to oranges. You're not. You're comparing apples to apples. We've already seen this dude in this job before. People don't trust him. They didn't trust him when he was a Republican, he was governor. People didn't trust him then. Even Republicans didn't trust him. So Democrats didn't trust him or like him then either. Right? So if you're from somewhere else and you're wondering, don't wonder. Without any major outrageous fraud, DeSantis wins in a landslide here in Florida. It's not even close. It's not even close. All right, we'll be back right after these messages. All right, we're back again. Thank you ever so much for spending some time with us. We do appreciate it. All right, let's lock this down. Let's go ahead and lock this bad boy down. Joe Manchin. What Joe Manchin is hearing when he woke up this morning, actually a couple months ago, about earlier this month, is he heard all his Republican friends, people who have been working with Joe for years, say this: Joe, don't trust them. Don't trust them. Joe, you know you can't trust these people. Joe, you know you can't trust them. And now he's hearing, told you so. So earlier this month, more than 70 House Democrats led by Representative Raul Grijalva, a Democrat from Arizona, sent a letter to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, calling on them to not include the deal between Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer in the continuing resolution. The continuing resolution must pass by September 30th, just days away, to avert a government shutdown. So that's 8 days away from now. Now another letter by Senator Jeff Markley, a Democrat from Oregon, has gone out, addressed to Leader Schumer. The deal in question stemmed from the Senator Manchin agreeing to sign on to the misnamed Inflation Reduction Act, which we already covered, Paul and I, in a video that we've already done. You can check that out on YouTube and Rumble. I don't know. He's going to be on BitChute soon, I guess. In return for assurances that permitting reform, including on pipelines, would make its way to the continuing resolution. As other Democrats have emphasized, though, Manchin didn't make the deal with them. Politico reported on the letter from their Congress minutes on this past Wednesday, yesterday, with Rachel Franson pointing out to the Hill that Senator Merkley's office confirmed the authenticity of the letter. Leader Schumer has continuously insisted that permitting reform will be in the continuing resolution, with Politico quoting him as saying that he intends to get it done. The Hill mentioned that Manchin's text for the measure, which is supposed to come any day now, will maintain environmental safeguards. As Franson reported at length in recent days, Senator Manchin remains surprised and frustrated at how Republicans have also come out against the permitting reforms. It's like revenge politics, basically the revenge towards one person, me. And I'm not thinking this is not about me. Unfortunately, Joe, it is. They warned you. And now, not only are you about to be screwed, so are the rest of us. It could very well be about Manchin, as his vote was needed to pass the misnamed bill, which won't do as it promised. This so-called Inflation Reduction Act will actually raise taxes for lower and middle-class Americans. And as even Bernie Sanders said, and Manchin himself admitted, it won't do much to actually immediately help inflation. Some experts warn it'll make it worse. And now he's about to get screwed. He thought that he was making a deal, but you can't make a deal with the devil and expect the devil will own up to his promises. Never has. Never has. Never will. My name is Willie Lawson. This has been the Morning Report. Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.